Hi friends, this is Deep Basu and welcome to my channel Think Deep. I am back with the review of our latest film called Khuda Haafiz. I'm sure most of you know this movie premiered yesterday on Hotstar, and personally I was really looking forward to watch this film. I found the trailer very intriguing and I heard a lot of good reviews about this film. Definitely the mixed reviews. Some people are criticizing the film, some people are for the film. And I remember when Hotstar had launched and announced the seven big films on the OTT platform, this movie and Loot Case, Khuda Haafiz and Loot Case were not acknowledged. And since then, I really thought, why did it happen? Means it should get a fair chance, and that's how this movie had gained a lot of momentum on social media. People began to support the film, especially the audience. And I personally like Vidyut Jammwal. I really find him a very dashing action star, and he's really good at what he does. And I love watching Vidyut on screen. I don't consider him as a good actor though, but he's a great action star. I would love to see Vidyut Jammwal, Hrithik Roshan, and Tiger Shroff in one frame. And really, and I happened to work with Vidyut. I was very lucky to work with him 2 years ago in a very small shoot. And trust me, he's a very sweet guy to work with. So uske baad I became a very big fan of Vidyut, and I made sure I followed and watched all his film. So finally I watched Khuda Haafiz. I was really looking forward to watch it. So Khuda Haafiz is directed by a director called Farooq Kabir. If you have watched his previous film called Allah Ke Bande, it's a good film. Sharman Joshi and Nasiruddin Shah. So after watching that film, I really found Mr. Farooq Kabir as a very sensible director. So definitely that was one reason I wanted to watch this film. So coming back to the film Khuda Haafiz, the story narrative of the film is quite non-linear. The movie begins in a very fictitious place called Nauman, where we see this wounded Sameer Chaudhary. He's a software engineer played by Vidyut Jammwal. He's been interrogated by the police of Nauman. So you see him very wounded, is very haggard. So now he tells his story. That's how the movie begins. Sameer Chaudhary now reveals and tells his story to the Inspector-in-Chief of Nauman, the reason what led to his arrest. That's how the movie begins. Now we are cut to 2007, where we get into a flashback where we see the Sameer Chaudhary looking fresh. He's a software engineer, belongs to a middle-class family in Lucknow. He gets into an arranged marriage with a very beautiful girl called Nargis, played by Shivalika Oberoi. I have not seen her work. So that's how the movie begins to unfold. There's an arranged marriage between Shivalika and Sameer Chaudhary. They fall in love post-marriage. Everything is hunky-dory. Shivalika and Sameer, they both work. They work very hard. They're a working couple, and they're striving hard to make both the ends meet. Sameer has his own software firm. Shivalika also works in a company. Suddenly, now the story takes a different turn. When 2008, the recession hits India, as all of you know, we all have experienced it. Both of them lose their jobs. Sameer has his own software company. He loses all contracts. Shivalika gets fired. They are jobless, no money. They are a young couple, newly married. Now what's going to happen? The story now takes a sudden turn. Everything which was very hunky-dory, romantic, suddenly begins to take a dark turn. Now what happens? So both of them begin to search for work. India, as you know, during recession, there were no lucrative jobs. There were no jobs exactly. So it takes them 3 months, but they are unable to find suitable jobs for themselves. So Sameer and Shivalika, they apply to go abroad. They basically get connected with an agent played by Vipin Sharma. He looks a little dicey and shady. And they apply for a job in the Gulf, in a country called Oman. It's a fictitious country. So now the story starts getting into the genre. So now what happens? Both of them apply for a job in Oman. Suddenly Nargis gets her appointment letter first. Because both of them have applied in different companies. So Nargis gets her appointment letter first, and the Sameer has to wait for a few days. So now Nargis decides to go before. Initially their plan was that Sameer will go first. He will check the accommodation, he'll check the place, then call his wife. Now the twist in the tale is that since both of them have applied in different companies, Nargis gets the appointment letter first and she goes to Nauman before Sameer. Now, as you have seen the trailer, Nargis is suddenly kidnapped. While Samir is in India, he gets a call from Nargis who screams that she is kidnapped and she needs to be rescued and saved. Now the story takes a very different turn, gets to a very different tangent. That's the story basically. How now Samir goes to Noman and searches for his missing wife. So this is the story, and what really happens? Who has kidnapped Nargis? Will Nargis come back? And is this a big conspiracy? So, but see, looking at the story, it's not very unique. You have seen stories similar to this before, like Taken was one. There was a movie by Roman Polanski, Harrison Ford, I'm forgetting the name. Similar, if you have seen Shivai or Ajay Devgan, this missing wife, missing daughter. So overall, the story is quite dated. Means, like the trailer looked very intriguing. It sounds very intriguing also, but the story overall, if you have to hear the one line, it's quite dated. It's something very unique. So now, I won't say it's very predictable. Definitely, the directors and the writers have tried their best to make it very different. But somehow I feel the film begins on a good note, a very interesting and intriguing note. But somewhat I feel too many things begin to happen. I think the writers very consciously wanted to make it different, but somewhat I feel they fail. The movie, a lot of characters are introduced, too many things are happening, few sequences are very outlandish and very unreal. The movie, if the writers would have maintained a very realistic approach, now the movie could have worked and looked better. The villains, the negative characters, the villains are very outlandish. Like you see a villain talking, "Kya, tu India वापस जाएगा?" I don't think if you go to a different country, a guy will talk to you like that. So I found the approach of the film slightly unrealistic towards the second half. Too many characters, too many things happening. Sometimes your attention gets very diverted. A little more realistic approach could have made the film a better film. But something I liked about the film, I found very different about the film, is that Vidyut Jammwal is not an action star in the film. Imagine you take an action star, put him in a meaningful film, make him fight, but not like an action star. So that kind of dilemma is surrounding the film. So Vidyut Jammwal, I was really looking forward to watch few action sequences, Mar Dhod. But frankly speaking, there is no action. Whatever action is involved is very realistic, very realistically choreographed. There is no Vidyut Jammwal centric action. So that's very different. And Vidyut Jammwal as an actor has really tried his best to emote those emotions. And I think this film is, I think, the best Vidyut Jammwal film till date. Imagine Vidyut Jammwal being a part of the film where there's no action, there's no Vidyut Jammwal action, there's no six packs, there's no shirtless sequences, there's no karate, kung fu, and a lot of meaningful emotions. So I think this is the best Vidyut Jammwal film till date. Vidyut Jammwal as an actor has tried his best to emote those emotions. In terms of performances, Anu Kapoor has a good character over here, but somewhat I feel his character gets a little outlandish and very, you have seen a character, a Pathan friend, that kind of characters you've seen before. And why does he help Vidyut so much is something I really wonder. Because Vidyut basically gets in touch with the taxi driver, played by Anu Kapoor. He's a Pathan. Suddenly he devotes all this time to help Vidyut. Why? It sounds very, unconvincing. Anu Kapoor is very honest, whatever he does. Shivalika Oberoi, I think this is a debut film. I think so. I've not seen her previous work. She's okay. She gets very short screen space and she's okay. I won't say she's a very good actor. But somehow I feel now, Shivalika Oberoi, her performance seems very one way. Like she's kidnapped and all that. Somewhat I feel that a little more attention should have been given to her character, her emotions and acting. I don't see much layered. I don't see her acting or performance very layered. Apart from that, Shiv Pandit plays a very important role. I'm very happy to see him after a long time. And Ahana Kumra is a very good actor, but she's wasted in the film. She's totally wasted. I was not very happy. Ahana Kumra, I think if you have seen her in various web series, she's a great actor, very promising actor, but she was wasted in the film. Shiv Pandit, somewhat I was very happy to see him back. Overall, the performance in the film were quite intact. Few were outlandish. I don't know, maybe it's a Bollywood film and The directors wanted to follow the Bollywood formula. The climax is blown out of proportion. The climax could have been a little more real, a little more interesting. Towards the end, my mind got a little diverted. Though the movie is around 2 hours 12 minutes, I felt the second half could have been better, a little more tighter. Some of the movie in Hindi there's a saying na phail jata hai. But anyway, Khuda Haafiz was a decent watch for the weekend. Do watch it. Give your time. You might like it. If you love movies like The Missing Wife kind of mystery films, you might like this film. And Vidyut Jammwal is definitely, you can see him in a different avatar if you're interested to watch. So I would recommend Khuda Haafiz for a one-time watch. If you have no work, you can definitely give it a watch. It's a good entertaining film. The songs are very good, by the way, by Mithun. When I saw the music credits, Mithun, the songs are very beautiful and soothing. I loved it. So watch Khuda Haafiz this weekend. Overall, the movie is very well made, decent. No movie is perfect. So Khuda Haafiz, you can't expect it to be a perfect film. There are moments, there are sequences which are interesting, but this movie could have been better. So anyway, this is my review for Khuda Haafiz. Do watch it. Anything I'm forgetting? Songs are good, cinematography is good. The landscape, the cinematography is also very good. The visuals are good. Uzbekistan, I think the movie has been shot in Uzbekistan. The visuals are very well captured. So overall, this is my review for Khuda Haafiz. I doubt I'm missing out on anything. Do watch it. If I miss out on any other points, do let me know. Do give your feedback. Do express your opinion. I'll be back again with another movie and another review. So guys, happy Independence Day to all of you. Jai Hind. I'll be back again soon, and do subscribe to my channel. So guys, I sign off. Happy Saturday.